Jimmy Carrane's an improv nerd.
Big story I think people want to know is now after almost four successful years here, you decided to call it quits at the end of August. Mm-hmm. How did you come to that decision?
I actually had the idea a while ago. I just threw it out there and I was like, what if we started our Sick Adventures and we started counting down the number to see if anyone picked up on it, and then ultimately it counted down to the demise of this place. And by demise, I mean like closing it, not any sort of other negative connotations.
We're going to blow up the building.
Well, August 31st is in here.
That'd be so funny.
Oh, God. No,
So you had this idea to count down the days. To me, something says that maybe you felt that it was time to.
Well, it was always a thing. I mean, just like the Wes Perry show, that we sort of knew we'd outgrown the space. So there were a couple of decisions at hand. We've gotten essentially too big to contain ourselves in here. So do we get ourselves like super serious about what we're doing? Do we quit our day jobs? Do we take out a bunch of loans and open a legitimate theater?
Did you guys look at spaces?
Oh God, we've been
looking at spaces for a long time. We've done a ton of work, yeah.
But we just ultimately, for right now, because we're not entirely clear on what our next move is, we just kind of wanted to cap this off at what it was, which was just a bunch of idiots doing ridiculous things in this room. Just like, we had a great time, and why have that like falter? Why tarnish that idea and that memory that we all have here? And instead, we'll just go out with a bang.
And what did you feel when Caitlin comes and tells you this?
At that time, that was a while ago. That was like
maybe
like 2 years ago or something like that. And so it was like, no. Like this, we're gonna go on for this for a while longer. And then over November break, I like had a mini crisis, like sort of thinking about like my life and what I wanted to do and stuff like that.
What was going on?
Just thinking about it, you know what I mean?
Like, did you feel like, oh my God, I put all this into the theater and I'm not giving myself enough time for myself?
No. It was definitely like, I am very, very busy, and I wonder like when I will not be this busy, and do I want to be this busy forever? Do we want to make a real theater? And the conclusion I came to over in November was that I was going to quit my day job and try to make Upstairs Gallery my full-time job.
That was in November.
That was in November.
Okay.
I wrote Caitlin like a really long email, like, here's how it's going to work. Here's how I'm going to do it, like, because I would, you know, and then.
And I was on board.
Yeah,
that's what you were going to do. I was 100% behind you. But yeah.
But like once I had that thought, started looking at it more realistically and practically, and like it was sort of like peeling back the layers of like why that wasn't a good idea, and then a lot of other stuff happened.
Why wasn't it a good idea?
It's just not really where my head's at in terms of like what I might want to do long term. You know what I mean? Like to take this place for what it was and then try to make it something else, and then try to make it like a real business, or try to like support myself with it, or try to do those things. It felt like it would ruin what it had been. You know what I mean? And so like it was like hanging something else over it that it was never supposed to be. And that could just ruin it. Like, people move away from Chicago. They go other places. Our friends stop doing things. Do we really want to be, in, like, 5 years, just doing the same thing we are now? You know, that's the question. Because, like, it feels like it's sort of stopped growing in terms of what it would be next. You know, like, we kind of, like, I'm happy with where it wound up.
Yeah, I think where we started out, just a bunch of people needing a home to do their independent projects is not something we could have kept exactly the same. If we had moved to a different space, it would have changed the environment, it would have changed the community we built up, and like Alex said, people move away. Like, I mean, we've got friends moving now to LA and New York, and so our community that we knew would change, and so then that landscape kind of evolves, and I don't know, do we keep evolving with it? It just would have changed so much, and I think because we have so many great memories, we didn't want to try to keep confining it to that same idea.